Thank you, parents, for volunteering for this Paws and Science experiment. For third grade, we're going to be doing elephant toothpaste. The basic concepts that we're dealing with are going to be the different states of matter. And a new word that you can help explain to the students before starting is the word colloid, which some of them might not know. And what that is dealing with is when you have a mixture of substances from different states of matter. And so we're going to be dealing with different states of matter in our experiment. So the purpose of this experiment is to work with the different states of matter, which is going to be the liquid of the hydrogen peroxide, the liquid of the dish soap, and the warm water, and the solid is going to be our yeast. And what we're going to do is to create an exothermic, and you can explain to them that that means a heat-producing reaction to yield another state of matter. So we're going to be making a colloid. So all of the different materials that we have, as stated, the hydrogen peroxide, the dish soap, the yeast. We're gonna have all the students bring in their own water bottles, empty water bottles. We have a 2-ounce cup, a Dixie cup, a tablespoon, food coloring, a funnel, a coffee stir, and then you can see our warm water. So with the warm water, we're going to ask that one parent from each class bring in a thermos of lukewarm water that can be used for all the students. And so again, one parent to help bring that in for each class. All the water bottles and putting in 4 ounces of the hydrogen peroxide. And that's approximately 1 inch to 1.5 of hydrogen peroxide before the start of the experiment, just to help save you time. Another part of prep, which will be done during the video, is going to be filling this clear cup with 2 ounces of the warm water. And we do it during the video so that the water doesn't cool before the experiment starts, because the water needs to be warm in order to react with the yeast. So now that we've gone through all of our materials, as a review, we're going to talk about how we present this to the students. So our students are all going to get this worksheet, and you're going to ask them what their hypothesis is. What do they think is going to happen when you mix the hydrogen peroxide, yeast, and soap together? And there's 4 different choices, and you just ask them to circle whichever reaction they think is going to happen. Once you do that, you're going to have tell them to put their Dixie cup of yeast inside their metal pan, so that way we don't make a mess. And then we're going to get our warm water and add 3 tablespoons of warm water into our Dixie cup. 2, 3. Then they're going to take the coffee stirrer and stir it so that way it becomes well mixed, so we don't see the clumps of the yeast anymore. And tell them try not to make too much of a mess, but thankfully we have these metal pans. So once it's mixed well and they don't see the big clumps, they can set that aside. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hydrogen peroxide that's in the water bottle, set it in the middle of our pan. Then we're going to take our dish soap and we're going to do 1 squirt. Now tell them don't sit and squirt the whole bottle in, because we have to share it, but just do 1 squirt into the bottle, and we're going to add 4 to 5 drops of food coloring. Tell them be careful, since we're using food coloring, to watch out with their clothes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after the food coloring is added, we'll gently swirl the mixture of all our liquids. All right, now here comes the fun part, the reaction. So we're going to take the cup, the Dixie cup with the yeast, and we're going to put the funnel inside the water bottle so that way it's easier to pour it in. And we're going to pour this into the water bottle and tell them to be ready quickly. Once we pour it in, we have to remove the funnel and move our hands out of the way and watch the reaction, okay? So here we go. And there's the reaction. Whoa! It looks like toothpaste coming out, doesn't it? Oh, that's so cool. And what they can also do is they can feel the side of the water bottle and they'll feel that it's warm. So this is an exothermic reaction where it's producing heat. And they can see that this is now a new colloid where we had before 3 liquids and 1 solid, and now we have a colloid, which is a mixture of all the different states of matter.